And that means it is time for a video. So let me go ahead and do a little refresherizing over here off to the left to be sure that I'm actually transmitilating out on the airwaves somewhere to hopefully to somebody. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Hi, Marva. I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a great weekend. It was marginally cooler today, but everything is very wet. It's just moist. It's been like overcast all day and it's just kind of icky. I feel like anything that doesn't move outside is just growing green mold. That's just how it works. Hey, Debbie. All right. So if you've done any looking around anywhere at any bloggers or card people or demonstrators, you have probably seen one, if not 1,000 fault line cards. So I admit I'm a little late to the party, but I have liked them for a long time. I've just now gotten around to doing one, shall we say. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming and spending part of your weekend with me. Yeah, it's yuck. Yeah, same yuck everywhere. It's like, ugh, ugh. I am quite ready for fall, which is why I think I made this card, because it's very fall-like, right? So we're going to make this. Like I said, there's a bunch of them out there. This one, I got the idea for doing an embossed front from Lonnie Spendlove. She did a few, and I thought it was really pretty, and I really wanted to use the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. Now, this one's been very popular, so it is once again not available, but once again, it will be back. It's showing back in the online store around the week of the 11th. So do not despair if you do not have it yet, okay? Hey, everybody. Appreciate you coming. So just be sure to look for this. Also, I want to give one little public service announcement before we get started. On the 5th, which I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember now, I will be ordering 8 packs of the new catalogs, all right? And at the same time, sometime in that day or the next day, because I'm going to try to expedite them if I can, I will be downloading the mailing label list from my customer center, okay? What that means is if you are a customer of mine and you have made an order of $50 or better in the last 12 months, then you'll be on my list to get a catalog. What I need is to be sure that the address that I download, the mailing address, the one for the postal service, is correct, all right? Because I just download that. I cross-check names, but I don't go back and cross-check addresses. And if you've got a bad address in there, I'm going to send it to the wrong place. And that's not going to help you at all. So if you would, in the next few days, please log into your Stampin' Up! Account and make sure that your USPS mailing address, I don't send my catalogs UPS, they go USPS. So if you have a different mailing and shipping address, I'm going to be looking at the mailing address. So please be sure that it is correct, all right? Because I really want you to get your catalog, alrighty? So there's that, and now we're done. Okay, and then I've also used the Artistic Leaves, one of my very favorite stamp sets. Let's get started. It's all on my blog tomorrow. You don't even need to take notes or nothing. So now we're going to see if I can actually make this card, all right? So the base of the card is 4 1/4 by 9.5, I believe. Let me double check that so that I'm not telling you a wrong thing and then you're like, Mary, you said something different. Okay, yes, 9.5. 4 1/4 by 9.5. And you are going to score and fold it. I'm going to just score now at 5 1/2. Okay, so you can see when I fold that, it's going to leave a short card front. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this front in the embossing folder, and I'm going to run it so that the embossing folder goes right to the score line. And then I'm going to run that through like that, all right? And when I come back, I'm also going to do a secondary piece, and I will show you why, okay? So hang tight. You know what? I can do these both at once because it really isn't that critical where the second one is. Okay, so there we go. Let me put that back down where it belongs. Okay, let me go ahead and run this through right quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And that way we will have everything embossed at one time and we'll be like so efficient. All right, here we go. And unless I bork it, this should be the only time I have to leave the camera range. All right. Okay. So that gives us 2 pieces that are embossed. This is our card front, and then this is going to be the bottom fault line, and I'm going to show you why that is. Our next piece is the piece that's going to peek through here. This is Cajun Craze, And it is 3 inches by 4 1/4. And what you're going to do, so watch closely, okay? I am going to align these two edges like this. And we're going to tear these both at the same time, and I'm going to run right like from there to about there, okay? Is it exact science? No, it is not. So we're just going to do these two things, try to kind of keep them together, but you know, it's kind of an art, not a science. All right, and just go like this. Just like that. Okay, so now what you have is you have your top. Now, if we weren't embossed, there's a couple of things you can do here. Let me show you what you could do. You could have this be your top, just like it is on my panel. Here, let me put this on here so you can see it. It goes like this. Nope, it went like that. That was more right. That was more righter, Mary. Do right. Why isn't that 4 1/4? Because you cut it too little, you doofy goofy. I'm gonna have to cut another one of those. Okay, any hooch, you can imagine it. If you wanted to, you could put your other piece. Huh. That's very odd that did like that. You could actually have turned this over and had a fault line that went that way, or you can just use this piece at the bottom. And I'm going to have to fix my instructions. I don't know what I was thinking the other day. You're just going to be able to use this piece down here to create your fault line. Okay, so before we get too far, let me cut one that's the right length there. Hang on just a second. All right. So we want it to be 4 1/4 by, it can be 4, it's fine. All right. The width of this one is what matters, not the length so much. All right. So now to put this together, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this piece of Cajun Craze to the back of your card front, okay, with a little bit peeking. How much? A little bit, that much. Hey guys, who's ouching? Who's got an ouch? Ouch. Well, I'm so sorry. Whoever has an ouch, I'm sorry for that. All right, we're just going to put some liquid glue right in here like this, not too much, or you'll be getting crazy with it. And then you can just put your Cajun Craze like so. Okay, and you just kind of do want to line the edges up because that's your card front. Like that. Okay. Okay. And then you can take this and we're going to roll that here in just a minute. Now, the next step, we'll go ahead and fold this down. Give it a good burnish. Hey, Claire. All right. Now, our next step is to find our piece. Get rid of that one. This is going to go on the back. And it really doesn't matter how far up you go. All you need is to be sure you're going to have room to catch this bottom part. And you're going to make this bottom part exactly the same way that you did the top. Put a little bit of liquid glue on the back here. And adhere it down so that you've got your fault line there, if you will. Okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to adhere this to the back of the front, if that made sense. And wherever it lands is fine because you're just going to adhere this to the bottom, lining up the bottom edges of those pieces of cardstock. Okay, I'll show you. It makes more sense when I show it to you. So just put some liquid glue on the back of this piece. And then you can just line this up like so. And you don't need it to be, obviously I went a little not far enough. Isn't liquid glue the bomb diggity? Gotta love it. Okay, there, that's plenty of room. Okay, and now what you're gonna do is this piece is gonna line up on the bottom and adhere like that. Okay, hang tight. Hey, Kat, I'm glad you made it. Thank you. So we're adhering to the DSP, and you're just lining up the two sides and the bottom, like so. Okay, and then you're just double checking. Now, that's very ugly, right? So let me show you how to fix it. We're going to take another piece of the cardstock, and this is not at all the right size. My goodness. That's because I got the wrong piece. There we go. Golly Moses. I'm losing my brain. I'm losing my brain, I tells you. What this one is going to do is you're going to line the bottom up, and the top, there's going to be a little tiny gap, okay? So this is not 5.5. This is 5 7/18, so just shy of 5.5. And you're just going to adhere it with liquid glue, lining up all of the edges, but not the top. You'll have a little tiny gap. It doesn't matter. It's all the same color, okay? So we're going to do that. And that will be it for the card base. That's all there is. Now we're just going to make a leaf and a sentiment, and we'll be done with that part. Okay, so we're going to put this on, line up the bottom edge and the two sides, okay, like that, and give it a good rub-a-dub, a rub-a-dub, a rub-a-dub, a rub-a-dub. Get that down a little bit more. Want it down just a little bit more. Okay, that's fine right there. Okay, and then you can just fold it up and you're ready to decorate. Okay, so that is how to make a fault line. All right, very, very simple. All right, so for our sentiment, I am going to use the more detailed stamp in Artistic Leaves, so that would be this one. I'm going to stamp it on a piece of basic beige in Peach Pie, Peach Pie, Peach Pie. Okay. We'll stamp our sentiment in Cajun Craze. Yeah, this one is a pretty quick one. And I kind of like that orientation right there, so that's what I'm going to do with it. By orientation, I mean, do I want my leaf looking like that in my card or like that on my card? I want it looking just about like that right there. So we'll stamp it like so. And then you know what's coming next. I'm going to do some fussy cutting. I'm going to get rid of some of this excess so that I don't have it messing with me. No, this is not the fussy cutting. This is the not fussy cutting. Okay, so now we're just going to do a quick cut. This is really, actually, in the big scheme of things, way not that difficult. Okay, just take your time, put the cardstock at the fulcrum of the scissors, and move the cardstock, not the scissors. So you're using your, in this case, my left hand to move the cardstock. See how I'm turning it? I'm not turning my scissors. When I make that big turn, I'm doing it all with my left hand. Okay? And you don't need to go all the way down in there. Let's not be silly. One thing about making this basic beige on basic beige on basic beige is that it becomes, the fussy cutting becomes very forgiving. All right? Because the edges kind of disappear with the base of the card and the background that it's going over the top. Now, if I had put this on white, I would have to be a little more exacting, but I didn't, so I don't. That's what we call planning ahead. Make your life easier, not harder. I mean, white would have been kind of cool, but yeah, then you'd have been like, do I have a scan and cut available? No, I do not. Okay, I have only my scissors. Therefore, I better put it on basic beige. Okie dokie. Only a little bit further to go. We were just watching. Have you guys, I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, you need to see it at once. It's an old movie, Hidden Figures, with Octavia Spencer and some other wonderful actors, including Jim Parsons of Big Bang Theory, Kevin Costner, a few other nice, really good acting. And it's just a good story. One of my very favorites. I'm not going to say we've seen it 7 or 12 times, but we've seen it 7 or 12 times. Really like it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And big turn around. I am so not looking, so if you're saying anything on the comments, I'm sorry, I am not seeing them. I'll just cut that off like so. Yes, it's a great movie. There you go. Yes, Judy, I hope fall is just around the corner. I fear we're going to have the dog days of summer. Isn't that what they call October? Or no, August, whatever this month is that we're in. Okay, so this is going to go right about here, and I'm going to make a little bow. But first, what I think is kind of cool to do is take your tweezers and kind of pick up this edge right here a little bit. Just a little. And then you can kind of roll it, okay? So kind of roll it like that to make it sort of stick up a little bit and look a little more vintaged, distressed. And you know what? If it tears, it doesn't matter. Just roll it a little bit bigger. It's almost, I mean, it would like make Tim Holtz happy, right? If it's got a little tear, that would make him happy. You know, he was one of the very first people I watched do card making, and I was so enamored by that. I loved it. Okay, so let's do the bottom because that's fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Let's do a little more. I totally don't know what I was thinking where I thought I had to have a second piece. I'm not sure. My brain must have been doing some other thing the other day besides, you know, you and your scan and cut have a love relationship. I hear you. I hear you. And I might too. It just sort of seems cheaty to go off camera and say, I'll be right back. I'm going to do a scan and cut to cut it, this fussy cut, or you guys do your own thing. Especially given that I kind of actually enjoy fussy cutting. Okay, so we've got that rolled up just a little bit. You know, there's other things that you could easily do. You could take a dauber and you could very lightly burnish the embossed pieces so that they were a little more pronounced. Lots of stuff that you can do here, okay? So let me locate here. It's right in front of me. It's right in front of me. Let's see, I do a lot of fussy cutting in quilting. There you go, see? It's it's a good skill to have. I'm just throwing that out there. All right, I'm going to take 2 lengths of linen thread and just tie a bow. You know, I really need to do this once with yellow ribbon so I can sing, tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. All right, and I'm going to make it kind of largish because I'm going to put it behind that leaf and I want it to stick out. That looks about right. A little bit bigger maybe. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. It's a very, very good enough. Don't cut your bow. There you go. All right. So now let's take a little bit of liquid glue. Where are we going to put this guy? We're going to put this guy like right. I almost don't want to cover those up. They're so pretty. But I'm going to put it right there. So I'm going to put my bow like right there. Get this straightened out. There we go. Give that a little pushy push. A little pushy push. It's like Richie Rich, only different. And then we'll get us some dimensionales. And I'm going to put a few double stacks above and below the bow. Above and below the bow. Below the bow, above the bow, all around the bow. Here we go, there we go, everywhere, bow. Okay. And I like to kind of put this on and see how I'm looking. Okay, I can't see any of them, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that with just those right there, and then I can slide a couple in once I get it situated. Oh, I don't think I got that off of there. Yeah, I did. It's shiny. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Do-si-do. I really like doing sentiments on shapes that are not circles or banners or strips or things like that. That's fun for me, and I like that that sentiment looked so good on that leaf. Okay, now take another couple of dimensional stacks, and we'll slide that under with our tweezers. With our tweezers. There we go. And I think I'm going to put one right in here too, just so that that's got a little bit more support. Thanks, Amy. Thank you, Sharon. Do 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 do. You should be glad I wasn't a singer. Okay, and that's it. Now you could put some embellishments on there if you want, but I just really kind of like it just like that. All right. So let's go ahead and make the inside. It's very, very simple. I'm putting it on a piece of basic beige. Could you do it without the basic beige liner? Of course, but why wouldn't you finish it with another piece of basic beige? I mean, seriously, that's what I would do. So there you go. You're enjoying the concert. I'm so glad. All right, so I'm going to take my leaf again, and I'm going to stamp it down here in the corner in peach pie. And let me go ahead and do my envelope. So showing my incredible efficiency. Now, you know that the second stamp in there fills in those little gaps, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm just letting the background color shine through. But I've also got the little splatter image, and I'm going to stamp it around there in Cajun Craze. Oh no, Bonnie, that's never good. I think computers are mostly sent here by God to test us. That's what I think. And they do. They help us a lot, but my goodness. They do make us work for it, don't they? All right, and then we'll do it on the inside of the card. Like so. Okay, and that is all I'm gonna do. Thanks, Susan. I'm glad you're enjoying the entertainment. Okay, I guess this is the one I was making, not the other one. All right, here we go. Here we go, do-si-do. Put that in here. And there's our card. And then I'll put a little bit more of that timeless plaid. I do love, love, love testing your patience. Exactly. And sometimes it tests your ability to either curse fluently or keep from cursing, depending on, you know, your perspective. Alrighty, here we go. Do you guys not love the timeless plaid? It is my favorite. I would like a whole nother pack with the new in colors. And Stampin' Up, if you're listening, please give us a new pack with the in colors, the 2025-27. Speaking of which, starting on the 5th, you can get all the things that incorporate 2025 to 2027 in colors. And that is what? Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, and that other one, Timid Tiger. All those things are going to be 15% off. So you are going to want to take advantage of that because that's a great dealio. So there you go, guys. The fault line card with an embossed card front using the sunflower embossing folder. And I hope you've enjoyed it. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. I hope I will see you on Thursday. I do not know what we're going to make, but I hope you like it. Thanks. Ta.